Welcome to the video breakdown on how we caught $700 on this trade on Great British Pound USD. So, for the sake of this video, I'm going to replay everything and show you guys how I got this analysis and how I took the trade. That gave me almost $100,000, but ended up closing some profit at $700. So, let me replay and show you how I was able to identify all of these zones to take my entry from here. My TP hit. I ended up closing the trade with almost $1,000. But this video is titled how I made $700 trading the London session. That's Great British Pound USD. So if you know me well, you know that I often trade just one currency, that is the Great British Pound USD, and I trade only the London session. I prefer doing that because that is the moment I believe there are big participants in the market, and also you understand that most of the traders are living in London and also in New York. So I prefer trading the London session because of the high volatility during that particular time of day, and it's often around. Sometimes I see my entries at 7:30, 8 a.m. So I trade from 6. I often start looking at my entries from 6 a.m. Then I from 6 a.m. to 8. By 6 a.m. to 8, at least I should have been in the market already because that is the time the big boys are always coming into the market to play. So I will replay this. The replay button. I take this back, and then it will be a top-down analysis, and I show you how I was able to catch the trade. So I'll start from here. Start from here. Okay. Now clearing out everything. Remove all the drawings, and I start from the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, this is what I want to do. I usually want to do this. I want to see where the market is going to, and this was yesterday before the market opened exactly yesterday at 10 around this area where have currently where have price at now. So as I saw this, I know this low was about to get respected. Because I see, remember we the market, the face of the market is in an uptrend, and we are looking for buyers opportunity, only want to trade with the trend. There are senses of higher highs and higher lows coming into this market to play. So what did I do there? On that particular 4 hours, I marked now the zones. So this is my low, and this is another low that I'm seeing for that the market can range from. If you watch my previous video, you see I did an analysis explaining this market and saying demand is in control here. But say demand zone here, a little bit being violated, but demand was slightly in control here. So now I have seen this. I just move straight down to the 1 hour time frame. Now I've seen who are in control in the higher time frame. Okay, so we have this small zone here that I can see that the market might get reach to that level. And so this was before the Asian session, so I need to see what the Asian session was practically doing. So I scale down to the 15 minutes so I can see how the market will react off these highs here. Just want to see how the market react off because it's like somehow we have been seeing the market have taken out this low. So somehow supply could be in control because it have taken. It could be a liquidity sweep, but sometimes it could be this low has been taken out. Excuse me. So I play price forward to see. Okay, okay. So after I see stuff like this, I just have to mark this low out and say this is like a level of demand where price can turn out from. So I actually first in the morning, I actually had a small buys where I entered the buys from here because on the 5 minute there was a change in character here exactly before 8 o'clock. On 5 minute there was a small slight change in character here. Small slight change in character here where you see price. Yeah, we had that change in character here on the 5 minute. Have that change in character here, and this would have been acting like a demand zone, but it's still acting a demand zone off of this area, right? Off of this area. So this whole area will target it to be our demand zone here of this area. So I had some little buys here, just waiting to see how price does, but I never risked that much because my bias was to see the Asian region being created and see the lows and the highs of the Asian region being created. So I had a small buy here, stop loss just below the demand level that was here. That was around 10 pips. And targeting these highs here. The video I made yesterday, even the one on my TikTok, I explained how this, I showed everything up from this. So that's more buy. So let's play price forward and see how it played out. So now, what am I seeing here? Looking at the time, I clearly see that here it's 7 o'clock. Remember, I told you I started looking for my entries around from 6:30 to 8. So because of that, I know the Asian session just ended, and I need to identify the highs and the lows of the Asian session. And without even wasting much time, I can identify that this is the high of the Asian session that created liquidity here, and now see another liquidity formation here already. So all of this box, this range, I would label it as my Asian range, and I want to see the lows of the Asian range taken out and the highs taken out. But I want to have my TP here, but I could still be looking for another entry up here because the reason I'm looking for an entry up here is because of this. This is the last high. This high here, this high here is the last high that created the change in character, that caused the change in character, that took out this low, right? This is the high that took out this low to cause the change in character. Because this one, I won't consider this one to be valid. I won't consider this one to be valid because it never did take out the low, because I can consider this like a liquidity sweep. I need to see a full candle closure out down here. So instead, we had this spike down and price went up, create a new high, and this high later on forming to change character. So this high, I will consider this whole high here to be my where I can see price pushing up right up here to drop down to the downside. But I'm comfortable taking my TP here because price might still reverse from here. You see there's some small fair value gap here. That's the reason why I did this. But from all indication, I see price pushing up to this upside. So let's play that and see how it went out. Okay, price tapped us in, almost took us out, shoot to the upside. Price keep playing, and boom, almost hit our TP there. You see, immediately as price reacted off this fair value gap here, right? So that's the reason why I wanted to take out my TP from that level. So I took out my TP. I took out my TP there, and I stood out to wait to see if this high, to wait to see, because the liquidity on the downside has been taken out. Now we're approaching the liquidity on the upside. So immediately as I hit my TP, I then remove everything. Remember, guys, when you're trading, when you're trading and you've seen what you wanted to see and it actually pay out, take away everything and then you wait now for the next setup. So now my liquidity on this, the Asian low liquidity has been taken out. Now we're targeting the Asian high. So not really like being perfect. So I switch to the 15 minute. The zone I identify here was on the 15 minute. See, the gap I identify here was available ready for me on the 15 minute. So I had a sell limit waiting for me there. I had a sell limit waiting for me here. For me to sell here. But sometimes when I see a trade like this, of which I have, oh sorry. Sometimes when I see a trade like this, of which I have two zones that I've been looking for to sell off from, sometimes I enter 50-50% and have the overall stop loss to be the full stop loss. So that is how I send this trade to my signal group, so that so I had this so I had everything like this in my signal group. But on my mind, this was what I was waiting for. I had my stop loss here, but on the signal group, I just gave them that. But I had this on my mind that I want my trade to play here. So because if this high took me out, because I had a portion that I entered here. I entered here with a specific amount of risks, and also I was waiting for another risk to enter here in case it takes me out, because liquidity was sleeping above here. But the reason why I entered here with my high percentage was because this is the high that took out this low, that caused the change in character. So price, so for me it was a strong high that was supposed to hold. So we got triggered in the trade. I send this signal to the group. If you can check here, this is the signal I sent to the group to sell again. So you see the setup, how I said when price got to the level, I said secure 80% and at this level. So I'll show you how it actually played out. So let's play price forward. So you see price tap into that level. Took straight straight to TP, took us, hit our TP, continue pushing to the downside. So this was a 1:5 risk to reward ratio. Ended up making a $700 on this one, and you see every signal was sent to the group. Every signal was sent. Look at the first one I sent to the group. Like I said, general something. You can check the time I sent this out exactly today, 10 a.m. And you can check the time now. You can see it's 5 p.m. So we took that, how it paid out. So that other person was supposed to made it. So you have the Asian range, highs taken out and lows taken out, and you see how trade played out. Asked them to secure 80% when price got there, because this was acting like a demand, so that price could still shift from here and shoot to the upside. And then we had hit our TP, and then we are done for the day. You see the liquidity upside has been taken out, and the liquidity of the downside has been taken out, and price continue falling to the downside. So guys, that is how we caught um we got 40 pips on this one, and you see price is still shooting to the downside, and we can see more continuation to the downside on this trade. So what are the things I always look out for when they start on the Asian section highs? I need to see the highs and the lows. You can see price might be coming down like this. I see price push something allow here, come here, price gets to this level, and start ranging. Price forms some sort of liquidity building formation there. Now, when you see price doing something like this is where you need to step out. This is where you need to step out. Okay, this is where you need to step out and wait, because now there might be a zone here. There might be a zone here, and you see price doing this here already. You see price doing this here already. Now, the market makers, the big institutions, they know that a lot of people are struggling to buy here. Sorry, sell here and buy here. So this is liquidity formation already. So we will have uh, liquidity sleeping here, liquidity sleeping here, another liquidity sleeping here. So we'll have liquidity sleeping here. Use this to identify the liquidity. Stop loss, buy stop, sell stop, pending order. So that's what liquidity is all about. And they'll lure early buyers and early sellers to come to the market. They'll come here, they'll sell here, they'll have their stop loss above here. Those that are buying here, they'll buy here, have their stop loss below here. And what you see the market will eventually do is come up here, clear liquidity, come shoot to the downside, clear liquidity, and then fall to the downside drastically to continue its movement to the downside. So you see this liquidity has been taken out. Everybody that was waiting to buy from here, they have been taken out. And those who sold here, having sold above here, have been taken out. Price came and clear everything here and dropped to the downside. Exactly what you see here. Exactly what you see here. There are people who had stop loss pending above here that entered the market here, thinking that it would continue dropping to the downside, and you're having that. So sometimes you might be right with your direction, but your timing is wrong. You understand? You might say price will drop, but the time you went to execute that sell, price actually went up a little bit before pushing to the downside. So a lot of stop loss were sleeping above it. So this liquidity has been grabbed already, and then you see price pushing right to the downside. So this would have been the best place for you to enter this trade, targeting this level reasonably for your stop loss, for your take profit. So you see the kind of risk reward. We are risking 8 pips for 40 pips. So it was a 1:5 kind of risk to reward trade on this one that ended up giving us that amount of money. So if you're interested and ready to learn, get this mentorship, I'll leave the link to my WhatsApp, my Telegram, and my even the broker I use. You can just click on that link tree below. You see all the links will appear inside, and then you get to me after watching this video. So that is how we got $700 trading the London session Great British Pound this morning. It's the marathon, and I'm signing out.